Welcome to Success Superstars, episode number 212, your place for the blueprint of success and inspiration for peak performers just like you. My special guest today, Elise Sessions. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, thanks for braving this crazy weather. We got ice storms going, but you came anyway.
Gotta show up. You gotta make it, right?
Isn't that so true in really any business?
Yeah. You gotta take the action. You gotta be there. You gotta show up.
Isn't that kind of like just half the battle is just showing up, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we got so many people that a lot of people don't want to work these days. I guess,
yeah,
right?
it's true.
Well, so speaking of working, going back to 2008.
Yeah.
Probably the worst time in history to start a real estate career, right?
Yep.
Right at the start of the crash.
That's right.
What's it been like? What was that like, and what's it been like since?
Well, bad timing there for sure, making that leap from a salary job to a commission job in the, depths of the worst real estate scenario of my upbringing.
Took us
right?
till 2012 to kind of work our way out of it. So you had a number of years there you had to get gritty.
For sure. Definitely had to get gritty. And I think that's some of the things that I learned, probably, having those tough conversations with people, being able to, share with them kind of, hey, here's the data, here's where we are, being transparent, and helping them to really see kind of what that problem is so we could overcome it.
And isn't that helping you in this market? Because right now you're having to have tough conversations, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Different, but tough.
Now, is there kind of an art and science to tough conversations? I mean, some of us can be tough and just raw.
Yeah.
And others can be tough but still maintain rapport and help people grow.
For sure. I think it takes a little bit of patience in the way that you deliver that information, maybe a little bit of thought in the preparation for delivering that information, because you want to source, you want data, you want it just can't be your opinion, right? You really want to make it have a little more solid foundation, I think.
Well, and there's two great resources. One, I don't know if you've seen the Angela Duckworth YouTube video on grit.
No.
So I'll get you in the audience, if you haven't seen it, go search Angela Duckworth, Grit.
Yes.
TED Talk, amazing.
Oh, I love it.
All the kids need to watch, everyone needs to watch it. And then the book I think you and I both share in common is Tough Conversations by Kim Scott.
Yes.
Susan Scott.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That can help you in different, aspects of life too, really.
Well, all of this applies whether it's your marriage, your kids,
it's true,
your personal relationships, your business. It all applies, right?
It's relationships. Real estate's relationships.
Someone I said the other day said success runs at the pace of your relationships.
Ooh,
something like that.
I like that.
It really caught my
I like that a lot.
Well, so going back, I think what I heard you say, if you went back, you would have learned to have these tough conversations sooner.
Yeah, I think that's part of a learning process in real estate is getting comfortable, being real, maybe not so raw, but being real and transparent with somebody, even about the difficult things. Yeah. And that actually can be a big relationship builder. Yeah. That can be an enhancement on a relationship for sure.
Because people today really can see through, if you're not authentic and you're not transparent, it's so like, yeah. Is there one tool, one resource, one thing you use on a daily basis, besides your iPhone and the MLS? I mean, if we took one thing away from you couldn't have it, what would that one be that you say, I got to have that?
Okay, this is so embarrassing, and this is going to be a big age reveal.
Oh, here we go.
But it's my address book. My old ratty-tatty address book. I mean, it's where I keep just everyone's information. I'm constantly scribbling out, writing notes. I mean, it's really archaic, but to me, it's just the system that I use to kind of keep up with people. And as it gets bigger, I add pages, and it's just kind of like my little black book, but it's pink.
And so there you go.
Yeah, it works for me. Everyone's going to have what that crutch works for them, right?
Well, what the beauty of, I think, of real estate and of JPAR is one size doesn't fit all.
That's true.
And I think what we do well, I want to ask you what you think we do well at JPAR. One of the things we do well is we allow you to self-actualize through the thing that works for you. It's not,
Totally
okay, you've
agree.
got to do it this way.
I totally agree. I think
Yeah.
there's an abundance of tools out there. And, so you have this big toolbox and you can pick and choose the ones that work for you. But also, more importantly, you can see how other agents are using those tools.
Right.
And it may work for their business or their plan or their personality,
Mm-hmm.
but you can learn from them and decide to use that tool, taper it into your own system, or maybe try different ones.
That's what I love about this business. It is, it's not a one-size-fit-all.
True.
There's no judgment. What's worked
Yeah.
for you in your business may not work for me, but we still have the same goal of helping the consumer
Yes.
get into that home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, all agents I think most agents it's all hard. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And everyone
is.
knows it is relationship business. So it's their form of giving
Yeah.
to that buyer or seller.
Now, when you think about serving the consumer, what are some of the things happening today? It's really tough for buyers.
It is.
Easy. We may say it's easy for sellers, but it's not in some ways because they need a place to go.
True.
How are you kind of navigating this crazy market?
Well, I think those initial conversations that you have with either party, buyer or seller, are really important to understand what they're able and willing to do, what they could potentially compromise on, so that you can kind of line up plan A, and then maybe you have B and C waiting in the wings that you talk about when it's more relevant. Sometimes with buyers, it's modifying your plan, making sure that they understand that it is a ever-evolving scenario, and you deliver that information as needed.
How do you navigate, obviously in many cases it's maybe a husband, a wife, or partners, and they each have different objectives or different thoughts, and working those two personalities is got to be tough
Yes.
in this in any market, but even especially in this market.
That is so funny you bring that up. So yes, I totally agree, and it's not uncommon. So I think, making sure that both parties feel that they are heard,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And then you're kind of they may or may not know it, but you really are the conduit between. I
Right.
mean, you're like that glue in between, and you're making you're helping them make those compromises to
Right.
meet in the middle.
So that they're heard and valued,
Yes.
and then helping them kind of problem solve through
Right.
what they're doing. Now, the markets you serve, we're getting a lot of referrals coming
Great.
across because this is being watched all over the world and all over the United States. So if someone wants to, get a hold of you, where do you specialize in? How could they get a referral over to you?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So I am primarily Tarrant County, Parker County. This is all West DFW.
Right.
Tarrant County, Parker County, Wise, Johnson, DFW Airport, West.
Got it.
That's primarily my...
That's your dirt. If you have someone going there, you know it, and you're the expert.
Absolutely. I'd love to serve.
Yeah, and they can just Google her on Google and find her
Yeah.
right there.
My group is the Harrison Wade group. And so it's named after my son, but it's there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And so we're all ready to serve.
So 3 people ready to serve. Well, speaking of that, how do you manage, being a business owner, an entrepreneur, a wife, all of these different roles that you play? How do you keep all of those working?
That's a great question. I definitely value my sleep.
Oh,
That's
there we
it.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think sleep-life balance.
Yeah, there you go. And it all works.
Does. You
Yeah.
got to get the sleep in. You can change your entire mindset with a good night's sleep.
Isn't that so true?
It's so true.
So I had on episode, I forget the episode, but it's one of the #1 most watched episodes.
Oh, yeah?
I had Dr. Shane Criado
Oh.
come in and talk about sleep.
Wow.
And the importance of sleep and how none of us, primarily in his research, get enough purposeful sleep
Yes.
and how it can be a game changer. So if you haven't watched that episode, go back It's like the number 1 or 2 most watched episode on the YouTube channel.
Ooh, I'm going to watch
Yeah,
that.
check that out. It was really powerful. We'll have him back on too.
Yeah, that's
all right.
great.
Well, any last words of wisdom for the audience?
Well, I think for me, I want to speak to the new agents out there, like stick to it, partner with some agents that have been in the business, don't be afraid to reach out. We're all in this together. I think sometimes realtors feel like they're on an island alone, but you don't have to be. I mean, that's what I love about JPAR is really there's a whole group of people that can help you in different ways. So don't be afraid to reach out.
It's so easy in this business to be self-isolated, isn't it?
It is.
If you choose, I mean, you're as connected as you choose to be.
Definitely.
Or as disconnected. And it's so easy because you're out and about with your clients. You're not typically in a office environment where there's hundreds of people. You have to purposely connect.
Yep.
Because your primary day is with the clients.
It's true. But you learn from other agents. That's where you maximize your learning.
Right.
You really do.
Yeah.
Another lesson
Best
learned.
practices.
Took me a little while.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we have it. That's our episode number 212. It's a wrap. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
We need to have you back. We need to have you on the morning club too.
Oh, yeah. Early morning.
All right. We'll do that. Well,
all right. Thanks.
Until we see you again on another episode of Success Superstars, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears.